Over the weekend, it sunk in that they're killing off our show. But they made one mistake. They left me alive. And now for the next 10 months, the gloves are off. I can finally speak unvarnished truth to power and say what I really think about Donald Trump, starting right now. I don't care for him.
Trump thought he won. Stephen Colbert was canceled. The stage was gone. The lights off. But then Colbert spoke. And with a smile sharper than any headline, he said, "They left me alive." Trump exploded. Because nothing terrifies a man who hides behind power more than a comedian who's got nothing left to lose. All footage used is real. All jokes are uncomfortably close. If they silence the truth, we make it louder.
Donald Trump posted, "I absolutely love that Colbert got fired. His talent was even less than his ratings." How dare you, sir? Would an untalented man be able to compose the following satirical witticism? Go yourself.
Trump celebrated Colbert's cancellation like it was personal revenge, but Colbert flipped the script. With one joke, he turned being canceled into a microphone, and that's exactly why Trump and those protecting him want him gone. He was canceled, but he didn't fold. While Paramount settled with Trump, $16 million and a canceled show as part of the merger game, Colbert walked back on stage grinning. And with that grin, the final battle began.
My mustache comes to you with a heavy heart because while I was on vacation, my parent corporation, Paramount, paid Donald Trump a $16 million settlement over his 60 Minutes lawsuit. As someone who has always been a proud employee of this network, I'm offended. And I don't know if anything will ever repair my trust in this company. But just taking a stab at it, I'd say $16 million would help.
This line hits where it hurts, not just Trump, but Colbert's own network. With one joke, he exposes a corporate betrayal wrapped in a check. They paid Trump to settle a lawsuit, while canceling the one man still speaking out. And Colbert, he made sure that silence came with a laugh and a receipt.
I believe that this kind of complicated financial settlement with a sitting government official has a technical name in legal circles. It's big fat bribe. Because this all comes as Paramount's owners are trying to get the Trump administration to approve the sale of our network to a new owner, Skydance.
This isn't just comedy. It's a direct shot at the machinery. Colbert doesn't just say it smells like a bribe. He calls it what it is. Because when your parent company pays off a president and gets a merger in return, that's not business. That's betrayal. Broadcast live.
Oh, hey, there was some big news from the world of entertainment this weekend. Because according to this Fox News headline, Trump's FCC approved the Paramount Skydance merger following the $16 million Trump settlement and Colbert's cancellation. I'm canceled? What? And I'm being told I already knew that, but I spent the weekend huffing airplane glue?
It was a joke, but also a eulogy, because in the deal Trump just closed, silence wasn't a side effect, it was the goal. Colbert wasn't just a host, he was a problem. One of the last voices on television still calling out the absurdity, still mocking the myth. And Trump, he doesn't fear critics, he fears the mirror. And Stephen Colbert is a mirror that talks back. That's why Trump wanted him gone.
The Wall Street Journal is now reporting that back in May, Attorney General Pam Bondi informed the president that his name was in the Epstein files. What? But he said he hardly knew the guy. He's in the files. He's in the files.
And just when things got too quiet, Colbert mentioned the one thing Trump really wanted buried. The president's name is in the Epstein files. A little one, but he's in the file. He's in the file? That's not a joke. That's a red line. And crossing it, that's why Colbert had to go.
Coca-Cola said it will launch a version of its signature drink made with U.S. cane sugar.
We here at Coke heard the president's suggestion about cane sugar, and we're on board. But he's not the only Trump who made a request.
What's happening, guys?
Donald Trump Jr. has asked us to put back one other ingredient from the original formula.
Cocaine!
New Don Jr. Coke. It goes great with everything, including
Smoking crack with prostitutes.
But Colbert didn't stop at Epstein. He went further, straight into the absurd, the dangerous, the very things no network dares to touch. Don Jr. wants Coca-Cola to put cocaine back in the formula. It goes great with everything, including smoking crack with prostitutes. That's not satire. That's a dare. And Trump knows it.
Did President Trump have anything to do with the cancellation of Stephen Colbert's show?
Well, here's what's important to keep in mind is a broader dynamic. When President Trump ran for election, he ran right at these legacy broadcast media outfits and the New York and Hollywood elites that are behind it. Look at what's happening. NPR has been defunded. PBS has been defunded. Colbert is getting cancer.
Colbert's getting cancer? Was that in the Paramount deal? I gotta call my agent. I have a very strict no cancer clause. The most they can give me is a goiter. We negotiated that.
By the time Colbert joked about getting cancer in the Paramount deal, it was already clear this wasn't just about one show. NPR defunded. PBS defunded. Colbert canceled. This wasn't politics, it was housekeeping. Because when the last voice left in the room still dares to say your name, you don't argue with him, you erase him. But Colbert didn't vanish. He aimed higher, because if the system is afraid of jokes, what happens when he turns to symbols?
Come to me, my love. We'll sing forevermore. Dancing, I adore. Let me sing forevermore. Look at me, don't you understand? I'm crazy about you.
If love was real, you wouldn't need a soundtrack. But in the Trump marriage, even rejection comes with a ballad. Handout, camera rolling, and Melania. She dodges like it's a job interview. And yet somehow, she still ends up as the face of family values. In Colbert's world, that's not love. That's casting.
I don't like to get involved in politics except for the money I make from it. But if I had to say my own State of Union, I would say America is a lot like Melania, trapped in a bad relationship with Donald Trump, just praying he doesn't screw us any more than he already has.
America isn't just voting on a president. We're trapped in a national marriage with a man who won't stop gaslighting us. And if Melania's poker face could talk, it would probably say, "I really don't care, do you?"
First Lady Melania Trump. Melania did not appear with her husband at either the Super Bowl or the Daytona 500, and her appearance at the inauguration seems to have been squeezed in between regional theater productions of Guys and Dolls. But invisibility hasn't stopped her from capitalizing on her position. Since her husband's re-election, she has launched a multi-billion-dollar cryptocurrency meme coin and sold a documentary about herself to Amazon for $40 million.
Colbert doesn't just joke about Melania's absence, he weaponizes it. While the media obsesses over optics, who showed up, who smiled, who held whose hand, Colbert flips the lens. Melania isn't just missing in action, she's present where it pays. Forget public service. It's public relations rebranded in crypto, monetized by Amazon, and stripped of any actual duty. By painting Melania as the perfect metaphor for modern politics, aloof, transactional, and morally bankrupt, Colbert exposes not just the First Lady, but the system that rewards silence and image over integrity and substance.
Moving on to your husband's speech, what can you tell us about the State of the Union?
Oh, the state of our union is the same. He reaches for my hand, I smack it away. He goes for the other hand, I twist it away like this. He goes for a kiss, I duck and move.
Melania doesn't need a microphone. Her hand does all the talking. In the Trump era, even a wrist twist becomes a political statement, one that says, "I really don't care, do you?" And just like that, the First Lady of Silence becomes the loudest proof of everything wrong with the Union.
This is Melania 2.0, and it is giving background actor on Suits or a lawyer for tables.
Now, I can't help but notice that you're at the White House right now, but there are reports You actually haven't been spending much time there.
Oh, yes, I have been splitting my time between Mar-a-Lago, the White House, and Camp David.
Really? The presidential retreat in Maryland?
No. Camp David is when I imagine I am camping with David Beckham. Oh, toast my marshmallows, David! Bend me like Beckham!
Melania 2.0 isn't running the East Wing, she's running from it. And while Trump is out rewriting history, his wife is off rewriting geography. Camp David isn't a retreat anymore. It's a daydream about David Beckham. In a White House full of fiction, she might be the most honest character.
Just an attempt to cash in on your role as First Lady?
What? No! I believe in this project so much that I would have taken that $40 million for free.
Speaking of money, some people were surprised you released your own crypto meme coin.
Oh, it is pronounced me coin. Other people are stupid enough to buy it, and all the money goes to me.
Melania says it's not about money. Right before launching Me Coin, she's not just cashing in on her title, she's printing her own currency. Forget Be Best. This is Be First to Sell Out.
But this time, it seems pretty clear that you're just grifting your own followers.
No, what? No, their money is just a gift to me after all. You can't spell grift without gift, and you can't spell gift without if. But if will never become I because I don't give an F.
She doesn't deny the grift. She spells it out like it's poetry. In the Trump universe, even first ladies don't do denials. They just smile, coin it, and say, I don't give an F.
And Melania's is the overall well-being of children. The slogan for the campaign is, and I'm not making this up, Be Best. Just to be clear, we aren't making fun of Melania's accent or the way she talks. She's a very intelligent woman who speaks multiple languages fluently. But for everyone on her team who signed off on Be Best, be better.
It Be Best. 2 words, 0 meaning, infinite irony. In a White House where cruelty is policy and lies are branding, Melania's campaign for the well-being of children feels less like hope and more like parody.
But today, on her way to show that she cares, Melania wore a jacket that says, I really don't care, do you? Wow. That's what they settled on? What was her first choice? A jacket that says, womp womp.
It was supposed to be a visit to comfort children. Instead, it became the most honest press conference she ever gave, embroidered on the back of a jacket. Forget policies. Melania's wardrobe said it all. I really don't care. Do you? In the Trump era, sometimes the loudest message comes from the one who barely speaks. And the person we thought was just set dressing turns out to be the final punchline. But what happens when even the background actors walk off stage? Welcome to the fallout, where silence from the powerful echoes louder than their speeches.
What you thought you knew is just history. Especially history, because the Smithsonian has now removed Trump from the impeachment exhibit in the American History Museum. Oh, now you care what's in the American History Museum. Where was that enthusiasm when Dad worked so hard to plan the family trip to D.C.?
The Smithsonian just erased Trump's impeachments from the history books, or at least from the exhibit. And Colbert's not letting that slide. Because when rewriting history becomes a campaign strategy, satire turns into documentation.
That the Trump impeachments have been yanked, the exhibit says only 3 presidents have seriously faced removal. Come on! If you're going to completely make up presidential history, make it fun. Like this. Zachary Taylor's favorite meat was squirrel. It used to be a delicacy, but we don't eat it now because of woke.
They didn't just erase Trump's impeachments. They rewrote history with a straight face, then added a punchline about squirrel meat to make it go down easy. And Colbert? He's not buying it. If presidential scandals can be deleted this casually, what's next? Watergate was just a plumbing issue? Vietnam? Blame Jimmy Kimmel. When truth gets edited for politics, satire becomes the last archive.
Millard Fillmore invented waffles when he sat on a pancake and it got a bunch of grooves. He had a very strange butt. Trump's not just firing officials who make the economy look bad and revising our history museums. He's also building gilded palace ballrooms because the White House just unveiled its plan for a new $200 million ballroom. Here's the architectural preview showing gold chandeliers, floor-to-ceiling windows, and mournful ghosts.
After erasing impeachments from the museum, Trump didn't just stop at rewriting the past. He started redecorating the future. A $200 million ballroom dripping in gold and ego, unveiled like it's Versailles, but haunted by ghosts of truth. Colbert didn't have to exaggerate. Gold chandeliers, mournful spirits, and Trump bragging he's the best dancer in 150 years. When facts get buried and floors get marble, what's left isn't history, it's propaganda in formal wear.
According to Trump, the people have been clamoring for a ballroom for a long time.
We've been planning it for a long time. They've wanted a ballroom at the White House for more than 150 years, but there's never been a president that was good at ballrooms. I'm really good.
To be fair, he's right. Trump is good at ballroom. I mean, just check out this footage of him dancing it up. Hey, who's that guy?
Trump says Americans have wanted a White House ballroom for 150 years, just no one was good enough at dancing to deserve one. Colbert plays along, then shows Trump dancing. Let's just say, no one was asking for that. A $200 million gold ballroom built not for the people, but for one man's ego, while history gets erased and critics get fired.
There's a good chance that this ballroom will actually happen because, as Trump promised, the White House just completed paving over the Rose Garden with concrete. Here's what the Rose Garden used to look like. Here's what it looks like now.
And then yes, the ballroom might actually happen because Trump just paved over the Rose Garden. What was once a symbol of tradition and diplomacy is now a concrete slab. Colbert sums it up with a joke. Roses are red, concrete is white, and this place? A total rewrite. From history books to rose bushes, nothing's safe when ego's in charge.
We got the most recent jobs report, and it turns out just 73,000 jobs were added last month. And in June, the U.S. added less than 20,000 jobs, meaning Trump just delivered the worst 3 months of job growth since the pandemic. He's taken us back to COVID now. That explains why he's growing sourdough starter around his ankles.
The numbers are in, and they're grim. Only 73,000 new jobs last month. June was even worse, under 20,000. The worst job growth streak since the pandemic hit. Colbert cracks the joke. He's taking us back to Colorado now, which explains why he's growing sourdough starter around his ankles.
Here's the problem with this. Having people in the government who know stuff is pretty important. If Trump starts fudging the job numbers, it could backfire by eroding the trust of investors, companies, and organizations. Because civilization needs numbers. Ask the Sumerians. That's why they invented the clay tablets, to keep track of how many workers they had and to draw people boning.
Having honest experts in government matters, it's kind of important. Because fudging job numbers doesn't just fool the public. It shakes investor confidence, cripples businesses, and threatens the very foundation of civilization. Ask the Sumerians. They invented clay tablets just to keep the math straight. Because even ancient civilizations knew, when you lose trust in numbers, everything falls apart.
When he heard about this employment crisis, Trump sprang into action and fired the head of the Bureau of Labor Statistics. No, you fool! Now there's one less job. Don't you see? You fell into her trap.
When the job numbers tanked, Trump sprang into action by firing the head of the Bureau of Labor Statistics. No, you fool. That just means there's one less job. He fell right into the trap.
But it makes sense. He fires anyone who gives him bad news. Mr. Dr. Cardiologist, you clearly rigged my cholesterol to be 1,000 and said my blood type was aioli. You're fired. I happen to know it's honey mustard.
Firing the messenger is a classic Trump move. Colbert jokes that anyone delivering bad news, even the doctor who rigged his cholesterol and got his blood type wrong, is out. Because in Trump's world, facts are negotiable, and your aioli might just be honey mustard.
After the firing, Trump was asked, how would it affect the market?
On the monthly jobs report, going forward, why should anyone trust the numbers?
Well, that's
and
the
if
big thing. You're right. No, you're right. Why should anybody trust numbers?
No, why should they? No, it's true. You can't trust numbers. 1 is the loneliest. 3 is a magic number, and I'm hearing absolutely terrible things about 7 regarding the mysterious disappearance of 9. 6 was so terrified she got a restraining order.
After firing the head of labor statistics, Trump was asked, how will this affect the job numbers? His answer, why trust numbers at all? 1 is the loneliest. 3 is a magic number. And apparently 6 got so scared she took out a restraining order.
But you're saying it's an outlier, it's not evidence, Mr. Bassett.
It's a historically important outlier. It's something that's unprecedented.
Still
so unprecedented
it's still
that
not
I've been looking at it
evidence,
for 40 years, and I'm like, it must be a typo.
So, just to recap that argument there, the numbers must be wrong because they're historically bad. It's the same logic I used every time I step on the scale. That can't be right. There's no way that's right. My underwear must weigh 15 pounds.
Calling these job numbers an outlier doesn't cut it. It's the worst since records began. So unprecedented, even experts double-check and think it's a typo. Colbert nails it perfectly. The numbers must be wrong because they're historically bad. It's the same logic I use when I step on the scale. That can't be right. My underwear must weigh 15 pounds. Trump's solution to bad news? Fire the messenger. Colbert mocks this knee-jerk reaction, where even a doctor who mixes up blood types gets the boot. In Trump's world, facts don't matter, but firing people does.
Oh, look at those guys. They're having a great time. Oh, yes, yeah.
And I rule the world. Oh, nice. Having a couple of cold ones. And that was when
And these two, either they're having an affair or they're just very shy.
I just got this note from corporate.
What's going on?
Hold on, give me a second. Your song has been canceled.
What? Why?
I don't know. Hold on. It says here this is a purely financial decision.
What does that mean?
I think it means money.
In the end, it all comes down to this. A show gets canceled, not because of ratings or talent, but because money called the shots. Colbert's song was cut, a purely financial decision. And what does that mean? It means power bought silence. But no amount of money can drown out a truth told with laughter. Because as long as Colbert's alive, the story isn't over. Power can buy silence, manipulate the media, and even rewrite history on its terms. But laughter, the laughter born from truth, is the one thing it can never fully silence. When power is challenged by truth and humor, the public must be more alert than ever. Don't be fooled by the theater of authority. Remember, sometimes laughter is the sharpest weapon to protect freedom. All footage and quotes used in this video are authentic and publicly available. The satire you see here is often sharper and closer to reality than fiction. Don't let power rewrite history or silence the truth. Join the conversation, speak up, laugh loud, and stay informed.